The ocean sunfish is often dismissed as a biological mistake. It's seen as a clumsy, flattened oddity that drifts aimlessly at the surface, seemingly waiting for a predator to end its life. But that perception ignores the reality of how this fish actually survives Earth's most brutal environment. Your life begins in the Pacific Ocean as a microscopic speck. You hatch from an egg the size of a grain of rice, surrounded by millions of siblings all breaking free at the exact same moment and drifting helplessly in every direction. You are a drifting target in a sea of mouths. Larger fish sweep through the cloud of larvae, opening their jaws wide to consume dozens of your siblings in a single pass. From every angle, predators are thinning the cloud, turning a massive hatching event into a massacre in a matter of minutes. To survive, you have to leave the surface where the feeding is most intense. You push your tiny, spiky body downward into deeper water. In the time it takes to descend just a few meters, your millions of siblings have been reduced to thousands, then hundreds, until you are completely alone. Without the speed to outrun predators or the camouflage to hide from them, your survival depends on a different biological mechanism, the speed of your growth. To stay alive, you must immediately initiate a lifelong engine of expansion, adding mass faster than the mouths around you can keep up. Within weeks, the protective spines of your larval stage vanish. Your body flattens into a wide disc propelled by two tall, powerful fins. These aren't evolutionary accidents. They are the specialized tools you need to move through the water and find the massive amounts of fuel required to maintain your growth. Once you reach the size of a dinner plate, the small organisms near the surface can no longer sustain you. You have to start diving deeper to find jellyfish, which provide the higher calorie count needed to keep your growth engine running. But those deep dives come at a cost. The freezing water at these depths slows your metabolism until your body starts to shut down. To recover, you must drag your heavy frame back to the surface and roll onto your side, using the sun to reheat your core so you can move again. This recovery period is your most vulnerable moment. While you lay paralyzed at the surface, a sea lion can easily approach from behind and bite down on your back fin, tearing a chunk out of the edge before you can even react. If you survive to reach the size of a car door, your sheer surface area creates a new problem: parasites. Dozens of them cling to your skin in thick clusters, creating a heavy drag that makes every movement an exhausting struggle. You can't remove them on your own, so you seek out cleaning stations. You float at the surface and wait for seabirds to land directly on your body. They walk across your skin, pulling parasites free one by one with their beaks, until you are clean enough to move efficiently again. This behavior isn't a sign of laziness. Floating and basking are high-stakes maintenance stops. They are the only way to regulate your temperature and shed the biological weight that would otherwise stall your growth. At 5 years old, you are the size of a dining table. Local food sources are no longer enough, forcing you to cross entire oceans in search of new jellyfish clusters. This migration is a test of your efficiency, using your massive fins to push through days of empty water to find the fuel you need. In these new waters, you encounter others of your size. Another sunfish drops in from above, driving its body sideways into yours with enough force to knock you off your path. It is a direct challenge for the feeding ground. Instead of fleeing, you hold your ground. You drive your own multi-ton frame forward, ramming the intruder back with your full weight. The two of you press against each other in a slow, heavy contest of bulk until the other fish finally breaks away. Your size has shifted from a liability into a functional tool. By reaching this scale, you can now use your weight to physically displace competitors, using your sheer bulk as the primary means of defending your territory. By age 7, you're grown to the size of a small car. In the open ocean, this scale is your only defense against the ultimate predator. While you are returning from a deep dive, a great white shark spots you from below and begins its high-speed ascent. The shark hits you from below, tearing a strip of skin from your side. But while the bite is violent, your hide is so thick that the shark's teeth fail to reach anything vital. The force of the impact knocks you sideways, but you are still very much alive. You don't try to outswim the shark. You simply keep your body turning, constantly presenting your thickest, flattest side to the predator. After several failed attempts to find a lethal angle, the shark slows down, watches you for a moment, and eventually abandons the hunt. This is the payoff of your growth strategy. By outgrowing the bite radius of a great white shark, you have achieved a level of structural safety that few other animals in the ocean ever reach. At 10 years old, you are an oceanic behemoth. You are one of the largest fish in the sea, having survived a decade-long journey that claimed the lives of nearly every sibling you ever had. But the ocean's arms race eventually reaches a ceiling. While you are basking at the surface, a shadow moves towards you with a speed and weight that surpasses anything you have faced. A massive impact from below flips your multi-ton body completely over, sending you crashing back into the water. This is a killer whale. It is one of the few creatures in the ocean whose length and power can simply overmatch your hard-won bulk. You try to right yourself, but the orca is too fast. It clamps its jaws onto your back fin, using its full body weight to tear the fin at the base. Without the ability to propel yourself or dive, your body stops responding. You are pulled under, drifting slowly back into the dark water. While the orca marks the final limit of your survival, your journey remains an exceptional feat of endurance. You didn't survive for 10 years by being fast or elusive, but by committing your entire biology to the pursuit of sheer, overwhelming mass.